Hello everyone, my name is Kunal Khemchandani. I've done an innovation project on Techable, which is a combination of technology and disable. It's basically an assistive technology for people with aphasia, which is a speech recognition problem, where people have a hard time understanding and interpreting their speech and what they understand. The idea was a smart classroom technology which makes learning more engaging even to the passive learners. Techable makes students with disabilities, especially aphasia, more enhanced and dynamic to what's happening in the actual class with all the other people. It enables more interactive and articulate learning, helping communication, also interaction with the host as well as the peers sitting in the classroom. The money of the product will be mostly in design, the use, and how the people who are actually using it would review the product as, and then I would like to work more on the design based on those reviews. It's basically a human-machine interaction system, which is a sensor technology. So it's basically how the user actually uses it and how simplified it gets. It gives the user a very nice feeling of knowledge, understanding, because he's able to understand now with that sensor everything else which is going on in the class. The new design will be based on motivation and engagement, which is a must in the classroom. Smart books are already out there with slide and swipe technologies. These sensors will be reading those gestures which are used with those technologies. The brain has 4 types of learning: parallel, series, combination. So all those types of learning are also there in that person which is having aphasia. So that sensor would actually communicate with that learning which is happening in the brain and convert that into what he's trying to understand through that technology to the host and to the peers. It would also help the medical centers to have more interaction with their patients, even with that sensors. Based on the bio-utility, I added another feature which is called motivation, which was not there earlier. So because my idea is basically from that motivation, just talking about it, I got this idea from a lady who was in one of my classes, and her dad was always with her, who could so her dad was the only person who could understand what she says, and he was basically a mediator between the professor and the lady. So whatever the lady said, he would understand and explain it to the professor, and the professor, whatever the professor said, he would understand that and explain it to the lady. So that's where the idea has come from. So it was nearly 50% innovation. I placed it in a medium scale and a happy innovation experience because it's not a very high demand item, and it's the target market is really less than the normal people, the normal population. The advantages, the comparatives would be smart snails and the clickers and the head-mounted pointers, which are already out there for the person with disabilities, and the things which they're using without their hands or legs. Techable essentially helps aphasia patients linking brain learning. I think it's first of its kind. The sensor would also realize the gestures in converting inappropriate speech to proper speech. The first important things would be the design, which is really important. The production of the sensor is actually based on the initial design, and then as the user uses it, would also improve it and make it better. The marketing would be through demonstrations, through internet. The partners would be maybe the university researchers who are going on, the financial institutes, and then maybe the government-run disability centers in the end would also like it. So this is kind of a visualization. It's a wireless-enabled system. There's a classroom. There's a host who has a smart book, and he's also wearing headphones. And then there's a person who has that sensor, and then that technology, and the other group of students are also attending the class. So basically that sensor allows the interaction between the host and that person, and also between the peers. So I just created a sales code saying that you're no longer disabled, now you're tech-enabled. Get learning years through life through this assistive technology.